Hey everybody, it's Captain C.A. Richardson of Flats Class YouTube, and today I have a great tip for you. That's right. In the theme or in the gist of fishing out in Louisiana, I'm going to show you a couple of hard bait options that you might not think about. That's right, hard baits. Most of us think about throwing only soft baits out there, but hard baits definitely play a role, and I'm about to share them with you right now. All right, you say hard baits. What does that mean? How do you fish hard baits in Louisiana? You have all this emergent grass, hydrilla, widgeon grass, hyacinths, everywhere. Well, I'm not talking about long blind casts. I'm talking about using more of a pitching rod. If you're traveling out to Louisiana, you can bring a travel rod with you, and this is a 3-piece travel rod. This is the Low Rider Traveler Series and the bait casting setup. It's a medium heavy 12 to 20 pound rod. I actually think it's a little higher power than what they say. But I put 30 and 40 pound braid on this Curado here because casting distance doesn't matter. And I just pitch my baits into the pockets and into the straight runs where there's clean water and I see the fish finning along the edges, and I destroy them on hard baits. What hard bait? Well, let me share that with you in this next video. Let's show the hard baits that I like using for this. Mirrodine XLs, that's right. The Cajun Chew is perfect bicolor bait, something they can see from a distance, especially on the overcast days. Throws a nice big silhouette, has just enough flash on the bright days, and that chartreuse head, well, that's a favorite out there in Louisiana. Another one on the really clear days, and a lot of the backwater zones have super clear water because the grass is filtered out, especially on the outgoing tide where it takes all the dirt out of the water and you're fishing the edges. Well, that's when something super green like Easy Money works really well. Notice those oversized hooks? That's right, those are 3/0 inline hooks. And I pair those up with these VMC split rings. Now these are 100-pound split rings. That's right. Those hooks don't do you any good unless you attach them to the bait with something that won't pull out. You got to remember, these fish are going to grab that bait and they're probably going to run right into that grass. You got to be able to pull them out. That's why you're using meaty hooks. But the rattles in these and the way they kind of just roll down in the water and being able to flip them with that pitching and flipping stick, well, it's a lot of fun and you have a lot of pulling power. Remember, use the heavier braid. Use heavier leader. I only use a short section of leader, but it's 40 and 50 pound. That's right, 40 and 50 pound. It's more or less for a handle so that once we net the fish, I'm able to grab the braid without getting cut. If you're using 20 pound or 30 pound, probably going to be uncomfortable. Now let's wrap this up with my last video. So if you're traveling, whether it's to Louisiana, the Mississippi, Biloxi marsh, or any zone, Northeast Florida, South Georgia, the low country of the Carolinas, and you want to do this style of fishing, and you're on an airplane, or just don't have that much room because you're renting a car or something like that, don't forget about the Falcon Rods Traveler Series. An excellent series of rods. They've got 4 rods in that series, and one of them is going to work out for you. And don't forget about hard baits. What's nice about hard baits over soft plastic sometimes is you don't got to take as many of them. So it's not like you have to take 10 or 12 bags and pack them into your luggage. All you got to do is take about 5 or 6 of these baits and some rigging material and you're done. They're hard. They're not going to get taken away from you, especially if you're using that HD style terminal tackle that I told you about with the VMC split rings and that heavier leader and heavier braid. Anyhow, I hope this little tip will help you on your next traveling vacation to go do some fishing. Adventure is what we do here at Flats Class. And if you like what you're seeing here, I encourage you to give us a thumbs up and subscribe and share it with your friends. If you share it with your friends, it makes us all better anglers. Hey, I learned from you guys as well. Thanks. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer them. Until next time, Captain C.A. Richardson of Flats Class YouTube, signing off.